what I have for you here is a diagram of a positive and a negative with a pool of energy right in the middle. Why do I call it a pool of energy? Because pulling energy from both sides. And then it's going to create a what we call a force field, a light. Okay? It's going to strike a light. It's going to be the first concept of what the Bible stated. It was avoiding darkness. You struck a positive, and there was a light that manifested from it. That's why the sun is positive. If you put the sun up in the sky, that's going to be positive, correct? And that'll be the sun. Then you got the moon, negative. It's the lesser light. It's always going to be negative. So then you understand that the sun is pulling on the moon. And if there's a pull on the moon and the sun, this is how it's going to rotate. Okay, this is where you're going to get your rotation from. Because it's going to pull, and it's going to pull it into a certain direction. Based on, because the sun is not rotating the same direction as the moon is. We know this to be true. Anyone who's looked up can tell. Now, do I know the exact direction and how it's moving? No, I don't. I haven't got that far in my study. I don't have telescopes and stuff. I don't have money to do more studying that I want to do. So I've been held back a lot in life because the minimum money that I have is just enough to sit in the house and survive. But what I was saying is that this pool of energy that's pulling here will create what we call a battery. Okay, a battery where you can use electronics, you can, and what it does is going to illuminate the motherboard, okay? And once it illuminates the motherboard fires up and starts to work. Now you can press buttons on a controller, okay? But it's based on that motherboard fired up, based on that there was energy on the motherboard, electrical energy running through the motherboard, okay? And, this is how it travels. As it's working using the law of attraction here, positive and negative, it's using the law of attraction, it creates a force field, a light, whether it's a dark light or a pure light, will be depending on the character or the type of machine you're using and what its true intended purposes was designed to do. But there's going to be a frequency, a vibration, a wave of energy, okay? Manifesting itself coming off of it. And it's going to be a ripple effect. It's called the ripple effect, okay? And it's going to ripple out. This is why they were talking about the 5G towers, that sends out a wireless signal, right? And it has a ripple effect where it ripples off into the location where it's going to pick up the signal. So it sends a signal, but it has to have a location where it picks up the signal. Okay? We can pick up the signal as well. Any type of frequency that's out there we are vulnerable to frequencies. We are electrical. Water power machine, water power plants. We are water power plants, okay? That's what you need to understand about yourself. You are a walking nuclear power plant, but you're not nuclear. You're a water power plant. That's the difference. And your brain sits in water. It fires electricity, and it sits in a lubricant, and it's mixed with water. It's not completely water. It does need water, though. Water acts as a coolant towards the body, okay? The water is designed to be the coolant of the body. That's why they call it coolant. Like cool down. Or like a cooler full of water. Makes you feel cooler. So it's not so blissful on those hot days. And when, now these are just theories of mine, right? But I know the fact that the sun is really a positive, the moon is negative. What we're talking about here, I don't have it documented. This is just my first drawing on this, but it was what appeared in my mind, so I wrote it down. This is what appeared to me and told me to do. This is incoming messages that you will receive. If you don't follow the instructions, you'll never get to your true intended purpose in life, which was your mission, your goal. You're supposed to be a teacher. So if a teacher tells you he's going to teach you something, and he tells you in the Bible how to get to the teacher, how to get to the instructor who gives you the directions and guidance on information, then I think you would listen to him. It's free knowledge. You don't even have to read a book. It doesn't say read a book and you'll get knowledge. No, it does not. It did not state that. He said, if you come to the Father of creation who created you, I will give you knowledge. That's exact words. He didn't say go read Jordan Peterson's book. Go read David Goggins' book. Now he might tell you to go read the book because he needs you to be disciplined or something. And you know they might have some valuable information in there that'll lead you to your next clue. Okay? So inside the book, you get your clue and then you leave the book alone. You got your clue and now you move on. But it's about picking up clues and keys. That's what this life is about. And that's what my channel is about. Teaching you how to pick up the clues through life and the keys that'll get you towards the next door. Okay? In your life. Because you're going to go through many doors. But if you grab the wrong key, it's like playing Saul. You went to the wrong door. And now you're in there and you got a gun tucked up under your chin, getting ready to pull it. Because he's got you in a trap. He's got you in his puzzle. You're his next puzzle piece. And it's got to be solved by Jigsaw. So, you don't want to be in that situation. You want to get the right key. The wrong key gets you in a Jigsaw situation, you're in trouble. So, as it ripples out and it arrives to a location, where it arrives to this location will be based on the attraction law. Who's going to be most attracted to this energy? Now, if this was a person, because considering it could be a person as well, positive at the head of the character. So this is the head. And then you got the feet, okay? The ground charge. So you're going to be grounded. And that's why you get grounded sometimes during your younger days. You've been sent to time out. Hey, man, they clocked you out already, dude. You already got sent to hell. So, your head, your feet, which is ground, and you're sending off a frequency. Now, you can send your frequency off in two different directions. You can send it off through the ground, or you can send it off to the heavens. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. So you can ripple effect. It's called the ripple effect. Because what's going to ripple off of you is a frequency, vibrational wave. And the wave is the ripple effect. Okay? That's what you're going to receive. You're going to receive a wave of energy. A wave of energy. And anyone can get this mastery of mind. You can master your mind. You master it through understanding energy. I think that's where I really turned up a lot more when I found out the game was energy. When everybody was saying emotions, answering all this other stuff, no, it's just bad energy. There's no such thing as depression. No such thing as anxiety, worry, fears. There is none of that. If God states, you shall fear no one but God, then he's stating that there is no such thing as these emotions. They don't exist. They're not in the existence of God's kingdom. So how could they exist? when there would be no worries, no fears, no anxiety. You would have no problems. Yeah, if somebody dies, wipe your tears and move on. People die every day. How many people died on the battlefield? The last major war. Lots. Lots of people you didn't have time to cry. You had time to only wipe your tears and say, let's keep moving, boys, because we're going to be next. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to know the fact how a man really thinks, because a real man thinks like this. He's not supposed to be bound to death. Death does not control you, let alone own you. Death doesn't own you. It's just a contract. It's been expunged. It's expired. You ran out of time. You expect arrival time, right? When you arrive, you expect that to be stamped, but when you get stamped out, all of a sudden everybody's got a problem. Well, arrived, now he's got to leave. Oh my God. Holy smokes. He was only 7. Sometimes God takes the young. He likes his kids. He needs kids in heaven. They're the reason why heaven is the way it is. It's so beautiful. It's designed to be shown children, not adults. The design of an innocent is more precious, more beautiful than a design of an adult that's ignorant. I think you would understand that point of view. How many men want to deal with an ignorant another adult? You know, nobody. In your opinion, if you even know what the word ignorant is, you have to know how to use it too, on which character is really being ignorant, which one's just messing around. So wave of energy. We're on this wave of energy. And this wave of energy looks like the ocean, okay? When it ripples. It looks like the ocean, okay? And it's always constantly moving. And it's an invisible energy. But it's always moving in the direction of front to back to left to right, okay? It moves in all directions. I just wanted to state it that way so that you can hear in the end it's in all directions, so you understand front to back to left to right. It's just the way it works. It's energy. So I showed you a ripple effect here, but it's actually ripple affecting the whole way around, sending out this ripple effect that will be received in all ends of the world. They can receive this energy. They can feel it. They can feel it manifesting itself. You can produce enough energy in one person that the other side of the world can feel your energy. And they'll gravitate toward you. Without even knowing you. They'll just feel some type of energy, charge. And they'll feel it in the air. They'll feel like static energy. And that's another word. Static. Static energy. And if you look at a lot of things in life, everything is based on energy. Your television, energy. Cell phone, energy. Remote controller, energy. If you got to put a battery to it, it needs energy. If you got to plug it into a wall and charge it, it needs energy. If it runs wirelessly, you need energy because it still needs to be plugged in and charged. Your heating devices, your plumbing needs power. Okay, it needs a generator. Okay, something that's going to generate energy and push this system through properly. Everything we are talking about is energy. Once you switch from where you're at in your life and you move into the energy stage, you have now upgraded to God's mastery. You are on God's team. You'll start to understand spirit a little bit more on your physical structure, on how it works and how it charges within inside of the body. You'll understand you're charging your spirit within inside this physical body. So this body that you're in, right, it has a charger, okay? It's a natural charger. and it uses the ground charge to charge the body. That's why you stay grounded all the time. You're always grounded to the earth because you're always charging. So charging is the next key. We're going to call this one charging energy. And maybe I can teach some people that are older gentlemen that haven't heard this. But this has been spoken of, we're saying like 1900s, early 1900s when all the geniuses were out. They were talking about this. This is nothing new under the sun. Nothing new that has toiled under the sun. This is just gone underground, this knowledge. They've hidden it from us. This was talked about in Einstein days, Newton's days, Tesla days. Tesla was #1 talking about this stuff right here.